Hello, fellow YouTubers. So sorry about not posting a video last week. Well, there's been a couple of reasons why. The first reason being my partner and I, Karen, we have a little cottage on Vancouver Island. It just happens to be right next door to my mum and dad's. And up until a couple of months ago, we were renting it out. And now we've decided that we'd like to live on Vancouver Island, at least part-time anyway. But before we can do that, we kind of have to do up the cottage. It still needs quite a bit of work done to it. So that's what I've been doing. I've been with my dad and another fellow renovating the cottage. So that's what I've been doing all week. And as far as photography goes, it wouldn't have mattered anyway if I'd wanted to go out, because the weather has just been the pits anyway. So it was a good time to do it. So all this week I've just been putting up drywall, which isn't much fun, especially when you don't know what you're doing. The other reason that I haven't been out is, well, the weather. And now I've come down with a bit of a cold. So you know what it's like when you have a cold. You're not terribly motivated to do anything. But today, well, it's pretty miserable. It's very foggy, but it's not a nice fog. It's kind of that really dense, wet fog. And this afternoon it's supposed to rain. So what I'm doing is I've driven up the road from a little town called Parksville, and I'm near an area, or a little area called Fanny Bay. Now Fanny Bay is there's a ferry that goes across from Fanny Bay over to a little island called Denman Island, and then from Denman Island over to another island called Hornby Island. Now originally I was hoping to go over there and do a bit of photography and do a vlog over there, but because the weather is not great, it's not really worth it. So I've stopped off in an area that I've never been to before, and it's called Rosewall Creek Provincial Park. The park itself is actually quite small. It's right next to the main highway, and but there is a little trail that follows right up the creek there. So you go underneath the highway, and then you walk about 3 or 4 kilometers to a nice little waterfall. Now, I looked online last night, and I could only find a couple of images of the waterfall, so I'm not really sure what it's like. But you know what? You'll never know unless you try and explore these areas yourself. So that's what I'm going to do today. Hike up the trail, check out the waterfall, see what I can find, and hopefully come away with 1 or 2 images. As far as this area goes, most of it is second growth forest. But the thing about second growth forest is sometimes you find some really nice big leaf maples with moss and such. The forest that's growing here now is about 100 years old, so it's not too bad. It would be really nice if it was old growth forest, but you know, most of the island has been logged, so it's pretty hard to find old growth forest unless you go to the west side of Vancouver Island, and there's very small pockets there. And well, actually I've made a couple of videos that one of them I'll link up here. Anyway, I better get on my way before it starts raining and see what I can find. All right. Okay, I made it to the waterfall, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Here's the main waterfall here, and then over here there's a little side waterfall. And there's so much water coming down right now that it looks quite spectacular. Now, this is going to sound like I'm complaining, and I'm not, but unfortunately there's only really one spot to photograph this falls, and that's pretty much where I'm standing right now. Kind of a one-shot deal. Okay, now for this shot I've decided to go with a vertical composition. So the waterfall kind of splits into two here. The main fall goes over to the left here, and then there's two tiers that come over to the right. These are the ones that I'm really concentrating on. So the waterfall kind of comes around, straight down, and then the creek kind of comes over to the left here. So I'm hoping that it'll draw the viewer's eye from the top, straight down, and then through the frame to the left. And I also have this log here to kind of direct the viewer's eye down the stream as well. Now there is a lot of stuff in this frame, a lot of logs and deadfall, which is kind of a bit of a shame. It's not a particularly clean shot, but as always, I like the challenge. I'm also using a circular polarizer because there's an awful lot of glare on the rocks up here, and I think that really helps quite a bit. Deafening in here.
Now, before I forget, a number of people have been emailing me about the Wonderfuka Vancouver Island workshop in April. Now, unfortunately, like I said, this one is sold out, but I am going to put another one together in October. So if you are interested in that workshop, be sure to sign up for my newsletter, and I'll be sending out the dates and the price and so on shortly. Okay? Right. Of course, when it's time to pack up and leave, I start finding all kinds of compositions. Isn't that just the way? Yeah, it's 3:30. I've got a couple of kilometers to hike back, so by the time I get back it's going to be getting dark. So anyway, yeah, that was a pretty good trip. I'm really glad that I went in there. I think probably the best time to come here might be in the fall, because there's lots of maples in here, and I would imagine that there'd be a lot of yellow leaves, and the water level would be lower, so you might be able to get more compositions and hike along the riverbed there. Regardless, I'm really glad that I came, and I'm glad that I took a couple of photographs and made this video, and I even got some drone shots, so it's all good, and it sure beats putting in drywall. So, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you're in the mood to do so. All right, thanks ever so much again, and I'll catch you next time. All right, bye-bye.